and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I'm working on my Carat Art Vivian Fox painting today. I was kind of hoping to get this section done last night so that we could move on to the fox's eyes, but my nails got in the way. So we're going to be working on this bitty section here. And I have all your comments, etc. all up ready, and we'll see how many we get through. So I'm going to start with the symbol at the bottom corner and work my way up. I have peeled off sort of a bit over one section, but I am covering up this red because it's not my plan to do any of the red. It's my plan to do this, or at least some of this in today's WIP and Chat. I find that if I'd have sort of left it till there, I find that I'm pulling out some of these bits, but only a little bit of them. So I'd rather move this over, do this whole section, but then if I need to cover it up, I've got all of this to hold on to my cover piece sheet, and it will just sit over the rest of it or any gaps that I may have. I find that that's what works for me. And yeah, just especially when it is a painting like this. If it's a painting where the colours repeated all the way across my strip, then that's fine. I would keep it as one section and be done with that. I think my glue dot's a bit sticky. Yeah, I'd keep it as one section and just do the one piece. But because I know that these colours are going to end, primarily, might be the odd one that ends up in here, but not many of them. Because of that, I prefer to not be tipping out diamonds into my tray and back into the pot when it's not needed. So yeah, I often do paintings like that. I will uncover a little bit of a bigger section if I know that the colours in it are going to repeat for that length, but then stop. If they continue all the way along, then nope, I'll continue working section by section. So yeah, so I'm on the sort of grey bits. I'm leaving all the red bits until the next section that I work on. And quite often then I will work by section because there's a chunk of it that is just red. But I find that a lot of the time that you spend diamond painting is actually spent tipping colours back in to your storage and tipping them out. That's where a lot of time's spent, and I like to spend my time, where possible, placing the diamonds on the canvas. Now I can find that I can miss ones doing it this way, and that is one of the little drawbacks, is you can find that you will miss the odd symbol. If that's the case, if you do find that you're working on this on a sort of bigger section, sometimes it is easier to not pick your symbols according to this line, but to pick your symbols according to which one pops out at you more, which one is easier to see, and do it that way. But I find I tend to get most of them. And if I just need one or two, I tend to just tip it out into the lid of my pot and grab that one or two, then grab them all. And I make it work that way. But yeah, I hope everybody has had a good week and had a fun week. I'm filming this on the day. So I'm filming this on Sunday. Yesterday we had a bit more of a house day. The pantry in my kitchen has been driving me up the wall for months. It's not a food pantry. It is sort of the cupboard, part of the cupboard under the stairs, but it's the bigger part in the kitchen. It has the boiler, it has the gas meter. They're all sort of in there as well, and it does have some shelving that's been in there since before we moved in. Nice, strong, sturdy enough shelving, and it is used, the room is sort of used, it has our big bins just tucked inside the door. It then houses things like mop bucket, tools, all sorts of things like that. I really only got 2 of these on here, and I've just tipped a load out. Yes, that is the way of life. I've managed to tip this out thinking I had loads, and I didn't. I had 2. Yeah, so it houses things like that. So it houses tools, it houses cleaning products, it even houses wrapping paper, light bulbs, candles, all that sort of jazz. And for such a well-used part of the house, you know, in the fact that we are in and out of that cupboard on a regular basis, partly due to the fact that the bins are in there, but it is a regularly used part of the house. It can get a mess. It's organised. I have baskets that organise things on the shelves that primarily work. You know, it's the best organisation I've had in there over the years. I also have hooks and things on the walls, which a couple had fell down. But again, primarily they work for what they're there for. I did a revamp, like a full-on make use of every single bit of wall space a few years ago. We have the Dyson Hoover is actually plugged in and hung up on the wall in there. So that really works. It goes away, it charges while it's away, etc, etc. But even an organised space, every now and then you end up with too much stuff in there. And as I say, that room has been driving me batty for a while, but I also know what it's like when we sort out that room. When you take out everything that is in our pantry, it takes over our kitchen. But it needed to be done. So yesterday, hubby and I tackled it. We actually had to pull it out in 2 stages, because even though we have a huge amount of kitchen sides, we have a decent amount of kitchen sides, by the time we had taken the sort of 2 rows of shelves, by the time we'd taken the first row of shelves, a little bit of a small shelf that we've tucked up in the far corner, some of the bits off the floor, and they were just put on the floor in the kitchen. But by the time we'd pulled all that out, we were like, we can't move. So we went through basically just having a revamp of what was in there and what was or wasn't needed in that space. And it basically just needed a declutter. It needed a really good declutter. So yeah, we went through everything and sorted everything out on those first shelf, and then popped the tubs back in that we use back in onto the shelf, having designated little mini categories within those tubs. Did the same on the second shelf, got rid of everything we didn't need. And it's made such a difference already. It actually didn't even take that long. Probably only took us an hour to do. And it is saving so much time already in the fact that every time we at least now go in that cupboard, we can see, we can reach what we want. And yeah, it's every single time it happens and I pull out the pantry and I actually do it, I think, why didn't I do that sooner? I should try and remind myself of the fact when it comes to next time it gets over the top. But it's like with any space, especially a space that everybody in the house uses multiple times a day, even if it is just going to the bin. But other than the bin, you know, you're grabbing a tape measure for this, or some command strips for that, or a light bulb for this, or, you know, cleaning supplies for this or for that or for the other. It is amazing how much, in effect, mess it can make just having things coming out and in, and then you get new things, or you get a big stock of something and it just starts taking over, and before you know it, it's got a bit of a mess. But yeah, it's done now. So that was yesterday, along with a few other house bits, and it was Luna's birthday yesterday. She turned 1 yesterday. So Carat had sent over little cupcakes, got them delivered because she's currently in Australia. So yeah, Luna's birthday yesterday. And yeah, just had a bit of a family day and a bit of a house sort out day, which was good. And now I'm hoping to have a filming day today. So if all goes well, I am sticking to 5 videos a week on this channel. Where possible, there will be a video on my other channel as a mini sort of stopgap, or a video for you to watch when there's not one on here, but I'm not actually sure if I have them on my other channel this week. But all going well, there will be 5 videos this week. It will include an update on my Heaven and Earth design and how that's going, keeping me accountable to getting my Heaven and Earth design done, which always starts off well. We'll see how it goes over the next few weeks. I also need to update my logbook, so I've actually got a few big videos that I need to do today, logbook being one of them. I last updated my logbook at the end of November, before starting December Advent, and I really should have done one at the beginning of January. However, I was away in Australia, so I didn't get my logbook update done. And I have far too many diamond paintings in here in my craft room. Craft room, it's now the shop room. They are in here now waiting to be popped into my logbook so that they can go on the top of the wardrobe and free up some space. Actually, I think I might be able to have a video that I can do on the other channel. See, my brain's thinking of things as I'm going along, which is probably not good because that's probably another video that I'll need to film. But yeah, I do plan on doing my logbook this week, a Heaven and Earth design update. I have a D-kit to do. And what else did I have? And we have Fan Sales Friday this week as well as, of course, this WIP and Chat if we go Sunday through to Saturday. So quite a few videos to get filmed today. I am going to be doing the Lincraft unboxing. That's down for next week. So the week after. I do also want to film and show you guys my little craft space that I revamped last week. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of the spring cleaning bug, even though it is nowhere near spring. But I feel as though maybe it's just the new year. New year straightening up bug, sorting out, tidying things up, making sure things work. I say I'm getting the bug. They were my two main areas that I wanted to sort out. Was the shop and craft room, which I did the weekend before last, and the pantry, which we've done this week. So maybe that's my bug over. We shall see if something pops up over this next week or not. Because it's always the way, isn't it? You think everything else is okay, but then once you clear out what's bugging you, something else starts bugging you instead. Have I got all my bees? I think I have. If I've missed one, I'll find it shortly after putting these away. So yeah, they're the videos planned for this week. So I've got a D-kit, my logbook, Heaven and Earth Designs, and then I do have Fan Sales Friday, which I actually need to film. I will still, of course, be working on the tips and tricks, as was mentioned. I just haven't found the day to do that yet. Update in relation to international shipping for anybody that's not seen the website or maybe don't even know about it. So Royal Mail, which is the UK's postal carrier, had a apparent cyber attack over 2 weeks ago now, that affects any international shipping. I think it's got something to do with the customs declaration that it's had a problem with. It finally, they finally let standard letters go. See, look, there's a Z I missed. They finally let standard letters go, probably a bit over a week ago. But that doesn't help for orders because they don't just have personal letters in them. They actually have goodies in them, pretty goodies. We did manage to find an affordable courier for the US of A, United States of America. We have found an affordable courier who sends the parcels to USPS, which is America's postal system, to get orders to our American customers. So they have gone. Any orders that were of a size that a courier was a reasonable price, we have sent via courier. The problem is couriers are great for larger orders, but they're nowhere near as cost effective for smaller orders, which is why we used Royal Mail. So we have sent any orders that we can via courier, we have sent via courier. Royal Mail have now said that as of, I think it was Thursday, we can send international parcels that are tracked and signed for, or just signed for, which is the dearest service they offer out of everything. And most countries that we try to send to don't offer tracked and signed as an option. Signed for has zero benefit in the basis that you guys can't see where your goodies are. We can't see where your goodies are, especially the people that have asked to be able to see where their goodies are, that have paid for a track service. We can't send to many of those countries because the offer is not there for tracked and signed, and we're not allowed to send just tracked yet. So we were able to send one order when they allowed us to send that. So do be assured, we do keep checking the couriers. We do keep checking couriers for special offers. We keep checking any new couriers that we hear about that may work for any other country apart from the UK and the US. We're constantly on the lookout for any other affordable couriers that we may well be able to send orders out for. And as soon as we can, we do. And yeah, just be assured that as soon as we can send any out, we will. I haven't yet made a decision on February's launch. I'm waiting to see how they go. If we are still facing a problem or severe delays with the postal service, because at the moment they're still stating there will be delays, even though we're able to send tracked and signed. We may hold off on February's launch, because I don't like holding on to orders that people have paid for and people are waiting for. And all our customers have been amazing, and I do want to thank you all. You're so much more patient than I am, because it is frustrating the heck out of me not being able to get stuff sent. So stay tuned in relation to February's launch. We're going to wait and see. We may just delay it. We may combine it with March and have a big one, a big launch. We're not quite sure yet. It really does depend on if orders start moving, because it's not fair to those in other countries to launch a whole new range of products and they still haven't got theirs from January, sorry. Yeah, we just don't think it's fair, because, you know, that can prevent them from potentially from ordering if they're ordering items and they're just sat here waiting for me to get the go and get them into the postal system and on their way. But be assured, we are doing everything that we can. They are all packed and ready, so that the minute we get the go-ahead, they can go. Goods are aside for those people. We will not, you know, there is no chance of items that they've ordered being sold to somebody else, because they are sealed in a box, ready to go. But yeah, just huge apologies. The courier we have found for US of A, I have to type in all the details manually, name, address and all order items in manually, so it does take a little bit longer. So, you know, if there is an extra day or so delay, it could be due to that. And of course, if we do the same again for a launch, it took me 2 days to get the US orders from launch out via this company, due to having to hand type everything in. And I'm not that slow. I'm not that slow. It's not that it takes hours. It takes minutes, but by the time you add them all up, it took a long time to send launch orders that way. So yeah, we'll play it by ear, and we will of course keep you updated as to when we will do launch, depending on what Royal Mail tell us. But they're very, very slow. They're not giving us any timescales in advance. We basically have to wait for a daily update that we don't get at weekends. We only get them through the week, and it can come anytime between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're constantly refreshing the update page until they decide to update it and tell us what we can or can't send that day. But yeah, slow is not the word. It is taking them so long to provide us with updates. But anyway, that's enough on that depressing topic. Let's go to comments and questions, because I feel like I'm ploughing through this diamond painting. Oh, and 24 minutes waffling with no questions. or comments. So Ren, she says it's her favourite day of the week on a Sunday. She says thank you, Rebecca. Well, I hope you enjoy this one as well, Ren, and thank you so much for being here and for watching. Cat Lady, she said she was hoping to get the knitting out of the way. She said, but it didn't happen. That's because life likes to throw us these little curveballs. She said she kitted up 2 paintings on Friday, and she's currently halfway through the lotus flower. She says she still has 3 work in progresses in her knitting bag. But if you're feeling the love for diamond painting at the moment, then you're just feeling the love for diamond painting. What can be done? What can be done? Kaz says she loves herself a WIP and Waffle Sunday. And Anne says that the dynamic floral that I was working on, she said it was nice and she's looking forward to the Advent item list. Maybe we'll get to some comments from the Advent item list shortly. Depends how much sidetrack waffling I do during this WIP and Waffle, and how long I can WIP and Waffle for, which partly depends on when Luna gets back. Luna is currently out for a walk with her dad. They've gone to the pet shop. As she's turned 1, she has gone on to big dog food now, big girl food. And the one that we got her, that we did start her on, because her puppy food actually ran out the day before her birthday. Her last feed of the day before her birthday, it actually ran out. So she had a little bit of her original puppy food and a little bit of her newer food. But she doesn't seem as keen on it. She doesn't seem to like it as much. She actually didn't eat all of this morning's food, which is surprising because she's very food orientated. And she actually kept bringing the odd piece of her new food in to the conservatory and like playing with it and like putting it down and playing with it. Like, I'm not liking this. Can you change this, please? So yeah, he's gone to get her something a lot closer to her puppy food. We thought what we'd got her was close enough, but obviously not. We've been told it's not right. So yeah, he's gone to get her something that seems to be a lot closer to the puppy food that she had before, but of course is for big girls, and hopefully she'll like it. So yeah, this WIP and chat may or may not have to end when she comes in. We shall see how it goes. Jeanette says she's glad that I had a wonderful visit with my family in Australia, and she says she's looking forward to seeing this painting completed. She said it looks very sparkly, and that is a dynamic floral. So I will work on that again maybe next week if I'm either not on the last section of this, because then I'll be very eager to finish this one off. But maybe I'll work on dynamic floral next week. In fact, I have actually worked on this one because I use this for the Advent, so maybe I should have pulled out dynamic floral again. Oh well, I'm here now. Kimberly, she says she loves the look of the painting so far. She says the rhinestones are beautiful. I am currently working with an AB, by the way, so I am trying to place this quite lightly and not let it get hugely stuck to my glue dot. She says she can't wait to see the completion. She says she hopes that I have a wonderful week and hugs from Ohio in the US. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. In general, it's been a fairly good week. Getting the American orders out has definitely made me feel better. However, the fact that I can't get the other orders out is in turn making me frustrated. I kind of feel bad that I've found a way of getting one country's orders out but not another. And I also think in this day and age, why can we not have more options for couriers that can take smaller parcels? Because that's a lot of the problem, is that they're small parcels and couriers aren't interested in small parcels. And it costs just as much to send a small parcel as it does to send a big one. And that's not the way we work. Okay. I think that's all that AB. I love the fact that the ABs are scattered. Now I want the symbol X. Lady Dax, she says the painting is looking good. She said she picked one that was all crystals mid last year and she said hers was awful. She said but she did keep the crystals as they were DMC and she's hung them in the bags that we sell, bags on a book ring. She says waste not, want not. I like your style. In fact, I have some diamonds to dekit from my daughter from a painting Carat decided she wasn't doing before she went away, but she's taken Zesty Wolf away with her. She's been working on that since Advent of 2021. She took it to Australia with her. My niece does like to diamond paint, so maybe they will have a little bit of time when they diamond paint together, but we'll see if it ever gets done. She says, Lady Dax also says that she's looking forward to the Advent items video. Sarah, she says, just as a warning, she said crystals can cause glue dots, wax, etc. They can use them up quite fast. I do apologise for the knocking. Megan has been rearranging her bedroom. I'm guessing she's building more of our IKEA bits. She says they can have a lot of dust / residue on them. She says that clog up the stickiness of your pen. So there we go. If I find when I do more of my dynamic floral, which I've not at the moment because I've been very eager to finish this painting. I've really enjoyed working on the big one at the moment. Sorry, she is so loud. All I keep hearing is knocking. Apologies if that is coming through on the camera just as much, but hopefully she'll have her cases built soon. Her drawers. I'm guessing that's what she's doing. Yeah, if I haven't worked on dynamic floral since last WIP Chats, which is probably why I didn't think about pulling it in for today's WIP Chats, because I haven't done anything on it. Nothing's changed. Oh look, there's another one that I've missed. See, this is what happens. This is what happens, but it's fine. I'll fill in those gaps in a bit. Yeah, so if I do find that it is using up the wax and the glue quicker, at least I know it's because of the residue that rhinestones tend to have. So thank you for that, Sarah. Always good to know. Steph, she said, thank you for another amazing WIP Chat. She said she has decided for 2023 that she needs to complete Baby Quackers, which is from Diamond Art Studio. She said she would like to aim for the last half of the year to have started a Heaven and Earth design project. Ooh. She says she has collected a wish list on that. She started 2023 great, she said, so off to a good start. She says she's got a few wonderful orders from Diamond Art Studio, her annual fan sales order, and her first ever Kudials order, which contains 2 customs. You're getting yourself all lined up there, Steph, to have a good 2023. I'm wondering how many I'm going to get through in 2023. I'm not going to set myself a goal of getting through X amount, but I am going to try and focus more so, I think, on my large paintings and getting through my large, because I have so many. Yes, she is putting drawers together. I can hear the screwdriver going now. So yeah, I'm aiming to get through as many large ones as I can. So what I'll probably do is, even though I will have small ones kitted up, if I have a large one ready, unless it's driving me up the wall for whatever reason, I will be trying to work on those more than anything, and I'll throw the small ones in WIP and Chats every now and then to vary things up. But it's the big ones that I need to get down. And I really enjoyed working on big ones last year, so I'm more than happy to work on my large ones. Kaz, she says she actually ordered a Vivian Fox as a birthday present for herself. 21st of January was her birthday, so I hope you had an amazing day. She says she's waiting for it to arrive. It's a nice painting. It has sections that are quite confetti, like this section that I'm working on now is very confetti. But then when you get to the red, it can be quite blocky. There's still definitely, some colours that there isn't as many, so there is like a light scattering of colours. But there's definitely some bigger blocks of colours as well. But even though it's confetti, bar a couple of the colours that I tipped out and didn't really need to tip out because there was only 1 or 2 of them. Apart from those, I'm placing a decent chunk of diamonds when I tip diamonds into my tray. There's actually quite a few I'm getting to place in this confetti area. I just don't think a multi-placer would work very well. I think I would find I'd be moving from a multi-placer to a single placer so often, even if I just used a 2-placer. There's so many diamonds that are on their own and wouldn't work with a multi-placer. Amy, she says she loves our customer service. Oh, thank you, Amy. She says she also loves the way that I sent her some extra diamonds. She said, sorry for all the mock-ups. She said she had a fog night. She sent us a list. A couple of people have actually sent me a list of diamonds that they need for Heaven and Earth design projects for me to check my spares box. So my extra box of things. Oh, goodness me, kids. Yeah, my extra box of spares that's an overflow from my normal spares. A couple of people have sent me lists of those and I've bobbed them in with their orders. So it's been nice to see those go to a new home. Right, I'm popping in the 2 little bits that I missed, and I'm actually going to change things up just a little bit. There is a couple of very pale symbols left that are sort of very, very apparent to me at the moment because they're light symbols. So this one is, oh, won't focus. This one is one of them. It's sort of a bit of a neon light to me. as this is a pale symbol. And I want to fill in these because when I get to the darker symbols now, which are coming, I feel as though these won't distract me as much. And hopefully I'll still be able to see the others quite as well, or easier. That's my hope anyway. So I'm going to get these added in. I might change up a few of them and the way that I work actually. Diamond Sparkle Chase says she loves rhinestone paintings and she loves watching WIP Chats. She says hug from Texas. Well, there you go. You got them both in one last week, and there will be more of it. You may see most of that painting actually getting done on WIP Chats, while I am planning to focus a little bit more on large paintings and getting them completed. I might just bring in the small ones over WIP Chats until they get done. I may change it up, who knows. My goal this year, and my only goal this year, is the Heaven and Earth design. That is my only major plan this year, is to get the big one finished. And say, so far I'm doing all right, but we'll have an update on that. There'll be a video updating you guys on that later on in the week, and I'll do a section while WIP and chatting through more of your comments on that video. Grey Legrand says the rhinestone painting is going to be so pretty. Thank you. And Anna Dion says it's looking great already. It does look very good and sparkly, that is for sure. Trisha, she says she tried to order a square advent kit. She said when it did go live, she says, but by the time she hit order on the cart, she said it was sold out. She said she didn't do advent this year. She says, although she can't say whether that was affected by not having the AMZ kit or whether she just wasn't feeling the bug. Well, I am so sorry that you missed out. We did have a second wave of pre-orders and we have ordered more. So we do have more Zesty Wolf from 2021 and the Advent painting kit from 2022. We have more coming. We do have a wait list so you can be emailed when they do arrive. I haven't got a date for arrival yet, so they're not being air freighted in like this. The pre-orders were, the emergency pre-orders were ordered in when it came to in October, when it went really well, and we sold far more than we thought. So yeah, it's not being air freighted in, it is coming by boat, but we'll of course send out the email list when they do all come in, and if it can be timed near a launch we will do, because then that will allow people to get all their goodies at one time, but be assured they are ordered. Cat Lady, she says she loved her two-tone zesty tray in the 12-day advent. She says now she would like a matching zesty bin. We don't have the same amount of zesty bins in the two-tone. We do have some. They're more likely to be in our sort of mystery zesty tray option that is not yet on the website, We're not sure when we will pop that up, when we've got enough to pop sort of a decent variety up of different zesties. Zesty tray, not zest, yeah, zesty trashy trays, that's what we call them, not zesty trays, trashy trays. A touch of zest, trashy trays in a mystery, and there may be some two-tone in there, but it is more so the end of the roll than anything else. Oh, I think I can hear that Luna is back from her walk because she's barking at somebody or something. Maybe she's barking at Megan and the noise she's making, who knows. Kimberly said she missed out on the 2022 Advent. She says, but she'll definitely be getting her hands on one this year. We will have a load more this year, that's for sure. She said she's planning on it being her birthday treat to herself. She says she hopes that everybody is doing well, and hugs from Ohio. So I have got onto comments from the Advent as well now. Jackie says she uses her little calendar, her little 2023 calendar, to note the days when she actually does some diamond painting, and what she's worked on. I do like the fact of it being a little me time calendar, little hobby calendar. Yeah, I like the fact that it has quite a few different uses. I've just spotted one down here I missed. Oh, that sucks. Keep missing stuff. Right, I've got a big long comment, so let me just get... I'm going to fill in that one I missed. See if I can just get one out. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And then I'm going to do this number 9. And then we'll see where we're at with comments. I may need to go through more of them when I do my Heaven and Earth design. And save them for later on in the week. While I've now got 2 WIP Chats at the moment. Still trying to keep up with 2 WIP Chats a week. So plenty of time for comments and questions to be answered and asked. So Lady Dax, she says she did miss out on the 24-day last year. She says, but she was well pleased with her pre-order of the 12-day one. She says she knows that it's our company colour. She says, but she wasn't disappointed at missing out on the pink tweezers or the dustpan. We did try to vary up. There was a couple of things that were the company colour, but there were a couple of things that weren't. We did try to mix it up a little bit because pink isn't everybody's favourite colour. She says she has to say that she loves her 2-tone zesty tray. And looking at the 3-tone one, she said that you just showed us, she'd love one of those too. I only have one of the 3-tone done. I don't know whether it was just the colours that were in that 3-tone, but we felt it looked a bit dirty, is what we felt. But maybe other people aren't having the same opinion as us. I suppose we're so used to every time we put a new colour on a printer. I'm so used to one of the kids will always comment when they see them being printed, and they'll go, "Oh, I like that colour. Oh, there's always some sort of reaction when they come in from being out, or come in from work or whatever. There'd always be some sort of comment when a new colour was on the printer, and we didn't get the same reaction with that one. Maybe it's one that grows on people. Who knows? She did say also she would have loved the green. She also said she would have loved the green metal pen. She did also miss out on it on clearance. She says, like me, she likes to change out the thickness of her pens. and her hand cramps up if she uses one size all the time. She says she's so excited to see what this year brings. Thank you and the family, she says, for all your hard work and everything you do for us. Much love. Well, there will be coming up two more ranges of pens that are a different thickness, just so that you can vary things up. So there may be the green one involved in one of those lineups, but yeah, we will be bringing in more colours in pens, both metal and resin, and resin will also have a different thickness. So stay tuned for those. They're on their way. They've not yet arrived. So how soon they will be launched, I can't quite tell you yet. But it will be, you know, within the next few months. That's for sure. Okay. Let's have a look how... I'm partly now between how many comments do I have left and how long is my battery going to last before it shouts at me, because I think I need to wrap this up soon. But I have just seen one of that shape, and then I do have a few more in this darker colour. Maybe let's do some of this dark purple. And we'll see how many more comments I can get through while I do the dark purple. I don't want to do the dark brown because that spreads into the red. So I want that to be my last colour to do. Because that will then go into the next section. So if I do that when I'm sitting and diamond painting, hopefully later on this evening, I will be able to carry on from this section to my next section, because the brown is often included with the red. So it's often the last one I do because it does tend to continue. There is the odd little bits of it, sort of, well, you can't see, here and over here going into the eyes. So if I keep hold and do the brown last, then I can drag it all the way across, which works quite well. Corinne says, will you be selling anything from the Advent in your shop? She said she would buy the green metal pen and the red and green zesty tray. She said she was hoping for the green metal pen on clearance, she says, but somebody got there first. So yeah, the green metal pen will be something that we are storing, that we will be selling in our shop. In relation to the two-tone trays, we will be bringing some two-tone trays to the shop. Whether that colour will hit the lineup, you will have to wait and see, but I'm sure you will enjoy the colours that we are bringing to the shop throughout 2023. So we'll be mixing up, bringing two-tone and bringing single-tone and potentially bringing glitter as well over the course of 2023. So that's exciting. Polly says she's hoping to get the 24-day Advent this year. She said she couldn't check out fast enough in 2022. Oh, I think so many people got beat checking out in 2022. It was unreal. We definitely couldn't believe how popular it was. But just keep that excitement level up for 2023, because we've definitely got better numbers coming for 2023. And hopefully you'll like all the goodies that we bring. Beverly says she would love a tray a day calendar. I can imagine a tray a day would go down very well. It's the cost of a tray a day type calendar, especially over a 24. That would be quite a high price calendar, that's for sure. So I'm not sure how well that would work and how well we could get that to work over the course of, yeah, it mixed in with the other advent calendar. But be sure we are looking at bringing additional standard colours to our trays. We need to build some stock up, but we are looking at bringing in other colours that will be constantly available, so you won't have the same demand as the limited. And we also have increased the quantity that we print of our limited as well. So believe me, we've been taking steps here, there and everywhere to do both, so that you have options for whenever through the month, and we have more available for launches so that you guys can get hold of the trays that you want. Have I got them all? Yes, I think I do. Might be able to get another one in actually. So Billy says, hi Rebecca. She says she loves the rhinestones, so sparkly. She said she did buy a set of rhinestones from Amazon in square, she says, to bling up the advents, and she will store them in DMC number and add them to her spares. She says 8 days later, and she is still testing positive for COVID, but she is feeling much better. Oh, that's good. It took me quite a few days to test clear. She says, thank you so much for the WIP and Chat. Love from Hank. Thank you, Billy. Anna, she said she loved this chat. She said she got one of the second round of the 12-day calendars. She says it was interesting to hear what was in the 24-day set. She said she loves the angled tip, and she already has several. She says she also loved the Advent Day 12 multicolour tray. She says, and the painting I'm doing is beautiful. Oh, I'm glad that all went down well. Look, I checked for those as well. See, I find that I do miss more when I'm doing a WIP and Chat than when I'm not. So for those that wonder how I manage to chat and diamond paint, I make a few more mistakes than I normally do. It's how I manage to do it. But we just ride with them. We just go with the flow. And I'm currently working on all the sort of dark colours that aren't the 3371 that moves over here. Though I do have some of the black moving over as well. Debbie said she got the 12-day Advent. She says she loved opening a surprise for 12 days, she says, and everything was wonderful. She says she hopes she's lucky enough to get another one this year. Oh, it's so good that people are looking forward to it as well. It does make me relax a little bit because we are getting a vast amount of stock in, and I don't want to be left with gazillions of them. Pat Kay, she says, you said a while back, she says that you were going to do a tips and tricks on sticky and clumped together diamonds. She says she came across a kit that is full of them, and when she tries to grind them apart, she says they get all staticky. She says she's using dryer sheets, and she says help. Okay, the best thing I find for stuck together diamonds is pop your diamonds in a pot. So maybe this plastic pot, maybe something else if you've got it. So in one of these pots, probably about that many diamonds, maybe you get away with a little bit more. Pop in a coin or two, so a small coin, or a bolt, no, a nut from Nuts and Bolts, a nut, something in there that's harder, and shake it about. So if you can find something tougher than that, then by all means use that and shake it. If you find you're getting static as well, then by all means pop a dryer sheet in with it, and that should help reduce the static. But I find that that's easier for me than grinding them between two trays. And it's often handier that there's one more to hand, easier to get hold of and use for that purpose. So yeah, grab yourself a pot, and a coin is probably the easiest. 1 or 2 small coins, and just shake them. Shake, 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 with a dryer sheet if need be. And I say, a tip and trick on that will be one of the tips and tricks that I do. I just want to line up the rest so that I can run through and make sure that I can finish the series. Maybe that should be my YouTube goal for 2023. I've got a diamond painting goal of finishing my Heaven and Earth design, and my YouTube goal should be to finish my tips and tricks series and get that all the way done. Right, I'm not actually going to do black, I don't think, all the way across. In fact, is there any more over there? There is. There is more over that way. So I'm just going to use what's in my tray and call that done for this black. So all I've got left there now is the brown. So I will do that brown along with that brown and part of this brown when I get to sit down and diamond paint later. I will call that my section done, because I am feared my camera is going to tell me that my battery is low. It's going to beep at me, and then it's just going to go bye-bye straight away, all in one. But that's where we've got up to. The bulk of that side piece is done, and I get to move across and do the fox. And this is what she looks like so far. Oh, wrong way. Am I all the way up? See, there we go. Battery's flashing. That's where I'm up to so far. It does have some really nice sparkling. So maybe halfway, maybe not. Angel also says that the dynamic floral is so pretty. Thank you, Angel. Right, that is going to be my WIP and chat for today. So do stay tuned for my Heaven and Earth design update. I will then be able to discuss more of your comments on both the Advent, the Heaven and Earth design, and potentially on dynamic floral as well. Depends when the comments came in. But thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazing Sunday, and I'll speak to you all again soon.